Hi everyone, welcome back to this new video. In this new session, we are going to see today about AWS Backup. It is also, we can call it as a centralized backup. So I'll explain it in this way. First of all, we'll see what is that service. You can search it as AWS Backup. So this is that service. So what happens? Think you have a EC2 instance, RDS and EFS, EBS volumes, all are in different places. But if you want to set up each and every one backups, you need to go to their respective consoles. Like for EC2, you need to go for EC2. There you need to create a image and set up the lifecycle manager, or you need to create a AMI or server manually. But how to automate it, that is what we'll see. First of all, let us think it as we have a three services. This is one EC2. This is our, let us take it as RDS, and this is, we'll go for a EBS volumes. Okay, and this one, the whole thing will be controlled by the AWS backup. This is the entire, I'll just write it down. This is our AWS backup. This is our EC2. This is our RDS. This is, we'll take it as a EBS. If we want, we can try it for EFS also. We'll see. While moving forward, we'll see. So before we jump into this AWS backups, there are three different parts in a AWS backup to automate your backups. So the things are, first one, we have a AWS backup vault. And next we have AWS backup plan. And the last one we have AWS backup rule. So what is this each term? Backup vault, backup plan, backup rule, everything I'll explain. First of all, we'll see like this. Oh, sorry. Where is this? So this is just to represent so that you people can understand everything easily. So everything is in same, we'll think it's Mumbai region. Okay. So we'll jump back to our AWS backup. So as I told, there is one wallet. What is this vault? So whenever if your backups are happening, right? So it need to store somewhere. So the backup, once it is completed, it comes and stores in this vault, backup vault. Okay. Then we have a backup plan. That means for which service you need to create this plan and which are the resources you want to add inside that backup plan. In a backup plan, mainly we will mention which kind of service and inside that service which resource you want to add. For example, like think you have a EC2 instance. Inside that EC2 instance, let us assume we have a multiple instances, but I want to add the instance ID starting with I001. There are another resources also. I'll just note it down in a other 002. But I don't want to add this. That's why I marked in a red. So only I want to add 001. So we need to mention all the specific resources inside the service. So now we will go back to the console. Then we will see how exactly we can start creating. So first I'll start with the vaults. I'll come here. By default, in every region, you will have this one default vault. It is recommend like the best practices, don't use the default vault, leave that, you create your new vault for your own use. I'll take it as a backup, centralized backup vault. Why I'm naming this? Because in my example for this video, we are taking EC2, RDS and EFS or EBS. So we will see that. So the backup vault, I'll keep it the same thing. Do you want to encrypt? I'll use the default AWS backup. And vault tags additionally, if you want, you can keep. I'll keep the same thing. The name should be the centralized backup vault. I'll create this vault. Now if I go back here, you can see the vault is created. And these are the available data we have. So there is currently there is no retention period set for this vault. What we need to do now, we will go back to backup plans. So as per our thing, the second one is backup plan we need to create. So I'll create one backup plan here. So start with a template. We get three options. If you want any predefined template like daily and 35 days of retention period, you can go with this. And daily, monthly, 1 year retention. So like this, there are predefined templates. If you want, you can go with it. I'm not choosing the existing template. I'm going to build from the scratch. So I'll name this as a EC2 RDS and EFS. I'll name it this. Next, see, inside a backup plan itself, it is asking for me to create a rule. In our diagram, we can see the third thing we need to set up for this automation and centralized backup is AWS backup rule. So in a backup plan itself, it is asking me. So I'll name it as a same thing with rule. And this is plan. And this is for, we'll keep it as a 7 days policy. Okay, 7 days retention policy. Okay. And here also I'll mention. Better it is always you mention in your name itself so that you will understand from outside also when you check it. I'll show how it sees. So the backup vault default it has been selected, but I want to use centralized backup vault. I'm selecting that. And backup frequency, let it happen daily. And the start time is, so currently it is 12:32. I'm going to set for, first of all, I'll select ish. Okay. So I have selected IST and I'll select this as a, okay, we'll come back and edit this. For now, let it be 12:30 and start within 1 hour. I'll give it and complete within, for this example, I'll give it 8 hours itself. Basically, what it means is like once this backup is been triggered, it will start within that 1 hour and then it should complete within 8 hours. Always choose this complete within very wisely. That means you need to know your resources. If your resources are taking more than 8 hours, then you need to select the appropriate time here. If you mistakenly select the very lesser time, what happens? The resources backup won't happen. It shows as a expired. Okay, it shows as the backup has expired. That means the backup time has gone over the given limitations and it couldn't complete within that time. And I want to keep it for 7 days. So if you are mentioning in a days, it is 7 days. If you are mentioning by week, you can keep it as a one. Okay. So it is up to you people. And copy to destination. This is the advantage of this centralized backup. For example, you're initiating a backup in Mumbai region. Think your DR site is Singapore region, Hyderabad region, or North Virginia, anything. And if you want to move your particular AMI, you can directly move from Mumbai region to the respected region like North Virginia according to your required things. I'm not going to do this. Uh, yeah, like I don't want to do this, or else it will take a little more time. If you want for a example, I can show it for Singapore. Let us take it as a Singapore, and there I will not create anything. Let it go to default bucket and let it use the same backup rule, everything. So I'll click on create plan. Currently, I don't have any resources created it. So what I'll do, I'll open EC2 and EFS and also RDS. Quickly, we'll create all the one resources just for our example. Test backup. Let it create anywhere. Like I'm not going to select any specific instance types and all thing. I'll just give the quick thing. Let it be in public subnet. Enable. Let it take the existing one and launch. So EC2 has been created. Now we have a file system, elastic file system. We'll create one file system. Test EFS. So the VPC should be demo VPC. I'll create it. This also I am creating very quickly everything. So databases, I'll come here. I'll create a database. For this, we'll take the smallest one. We'll take this Aurora MySQL itself and come down. This and all, let it be default. For our use case, I'll not create it directly. It will take a, okay, I am role ARM is invalid. Okay. 1 second. What are the options it has chosen? Well, see, admin self-manage. I'll keep it as admin 1 2 3. So don't create Aurora replica. I don't want any replicas. I'll take the basic one and it also let it be in demo VPC. Public access, yes. Availability zone, I'll keep it everything default. Now I don't want OS monitoring gradually 60 seconds. So let everything will be default. Now I'll click on create. Yes. So it started creating for me. Let me see, is it my EC2 instance has been launched? Okay. See, this is what I was saying. If you want to create a backups of each different services, you need to go to their respective consoles. Like for example, I'm in EC2. Now, if you want to initiate AMI for this or EBS volumes snapshots, then you need to come here, snapshots and AMI. This is okay for EC2, but if you want to initiate EFS and you can't monitor them from single point, like a single console. So that is why we'll get this AWS backup. From here, we can easily monitor all the resources like which you have scheduled for a backup in a single window. So here also it has been creating. So let it happen. Okay, database is available. The instance is getting created. So what we'll do, I'll show you currently what we have. So you can see, okay, I should have been disabled this, but once again we will add EFS. Automatically, EFS doesn't have any backup policies within the its own console. So what it does, it by default uses AWS Backup to create its snapshots. So that is what it has done here. So it has created its own rule. What I'll do, I'll add the same EFS into our centralized backup vault also. So this is our vault as I shown, and we have a backup plan. See, this is the EFS default plan what it created. So in this, inside the plan, we have our rules. So what the rule means, I'll show you. See, this is the rule. At every day 12:30 a.m. the backup should trigger. Within 1 hour, it should start taking the backups of all the mentioned resources, and it should complete within 8 hours. It should not, if it exceeds the complete within time, then the backup will fail. And here you can see the backups happening by this rule are stored in centralized backup vault, and the retention policy is 7 days. Okay, so I'll show you the vault now. So you can see there are no anything like any resources added, protected resources here. So what we'll do, we'll go back here. Now can you see in a backup plan I am currently? Come to backup plan, select your backup plan. Here you can see resource assignments. So currently I don't have anything, that is 0 resources are been assigned. What I'll do now, I'll add the resources. Click on this, include all resource types. No, I want to include specific resources. I'll take EC2, EFS, and we created RDS. So EC2, I don't want all instances. By default, it selects all. I'll take test backup, the server which we created. I'll show you. This is the server name. And EFS, you can see this is test EFS. The name is okay. Here I have only one resources. That's why I'm able to see each and single one itself. So currently RDS is, I think still it is in creating state. Okay, still it is in creating state. What I'll do for now, we will add these 2 resources only. The advantage is you can add now, again you can come back to the same vault, same backup plan. Then again in the resource assignment section, you can add the other resources like other service resources you can again add. So for this, I'll assign this EFS and EC2. Okay, I haven't named this. So let us name it as EC2 EFS. RDS, I'll create once again once this is available state. The DB instance comes to available state. Okay. Can you see now resource assignments? It is showing us we have one EC2 and EFS. The name we have given. If you want to see what are the resources exactly it is there, go inside this, you can get. You can see AWS EC2 that is present in AP South and the instance ID is this. Same way Elastic File System, that is our EFS, present in AP South Mumbai region and the file system ID is this. So if you go and search inside the name like a rule and resource assignment what you have created, you can see in a rule you can see what is the conditions you have given on which time it should trigger and how many days it should retain. Same ways inside the resource assignment, so you can see the list of resources you have given. So we will wait for this. Okay, it is getting configured. Once it is available, I'll again come back and add this RDS into the our centralized backup, that is AWS backup plan. Okay. Okay. Now we can see my DB2 instance and database both are in available state. I'll go back to my backup plans. I'll select my this one. This is previously we added EC2 and EFS. Now I'll add the remaining one, that is RDS. Include a specific. This time I won't select this EC2, EFS and all. Directly I'll select RDS. I don't want to add everything. Okay, I'm not able to get this. Wait. Aurora. Sorry, I was selecting RDS, but we have deployed a Aurora, right? So there is the available database one. This is the database we have. Just to cross check, you can check here. Database one. Okay. So we'll go back here. We'll add that database one. And I'll click on. Okay, I need to name this RDS backup. So it has been added. Okay. This one I forgot to explain. The thing what we configured one more is like once it is trigger the backup, it will save in our Mumbai region as well as in our Singapore region. What it does, I'll explain it here. Okay, so let us think. This is our Singapore region. Okay, our already we have a AWS backup role plan everything. What it does directly, it copies from here to our Singapore region. It doesn't have any rules, backup plans and vault. Nothing is been created in our Singapore region. What we have done, we have given all the details, the backup plan, the backup plan details and the backup rule details. It will be taken from the uh, Mumbai region itself. The only thing it does is it will come to our default vault here that is present in our Singapore region. So this is when we can use it, like if you are planning for a disaster recovery in your organization, then you can plan like this. So one set of backups are being saved in a different region. So if in a worst case the entire Mumbai region has shut down or due to some disaster, then you can same like a same EC2 instance RDS with the same data with the recent backups, you can up your systems in a Singapore region using the backups. For EC2 AMI, for EFS, you will take a snapshot. RDS also has the snapshots like this. So from this, you will be able to create the resources. Just a second. So this will be our EC2 and this is our EFS and this is our RDS. This is just for example. We are not going to deploy any of this in a Singapore region. I'll just show you how the backups will be stored there and how we can check them. What I'll do, I'll make little change here in a backup plan, backup rule. Yes, I can't see anything. What I'll do, I'll give it small time so it can define and start waiting. That is the minimum we have. I'll click on save. So now we have still 3 minutes time. By that time, I'll just show you in this side how is the AWS backup in a Singapore region where it will come. Let it be in a backup plan. So I'll just change the Singapore region here. So here it should come to this default backup vault. Okay. Currently we don't have anything. So what I'll do, I'll pause the video. Once the backups are been triggered, I'll come back and I'll show it to you how it is been monitored in a single window. Okay. Okay. Now we can all see here the last runtime. That means the backup rule which we created, right? So we had kept a time to trigger at 12:55, but it could have been start between 12:55 to 1:55 because that is the rule we have given. Start within 1 hour. Okay. So, but it has triggered around 1, just before 30 seconds. It has triggered. Now we can see here the three things are getting created. One is instance, one is database, and one more is our EFS. So these are getting created. It will take some time. So what I'll do again, I'll pause this video. Once it has been created here and also it has been reflected here, then like in a Singapore region I'm talking, it is copied to Singapore region. I'll resume this video and I'll show it to you how the backup is been like taken at Mumbai region, but it has been copied automatically using AWS backup service to our Singapore region also. Okay. Okay. Now you all can see like the instance AMI is completed, like a backup is completed, and also our file system is been completed. The database, it will take a lot of time. So what I'll show you now, this is in Mumbai region, you can see here. Same way I'll come to here. So it is already reflecting here also. In a Singapore region we are currently. I'll go back to vaults and default vault we have given. So here EFS and our instance. So that is already copied to our Singapore region. The only thing that is remaining is our EFS. So it will take a lot of time because database is a little time consuming resource. So what I'll do for this video, like we have already understood, using AWS backup, we can uh, take any services like EC2, EFS, RDS, and create a centralized backup using AWS backup. And also we can copy from one region to another region the same AMI backups or snapshots. Okay, I hope this video is helpful for you all. If you have any doubts, please leave your questions in the comment section. I'll try to answer your questions. Thank you.